Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk packing in the video today, and today the Charlotte Hornets have signed free agent and former Dallas Maverick Frank Ntilikina, who was the 8th overall pick in the 2017 NBA draft and has been quite of a bust. He's kind of bounced back a little bit. I mean, he was playing terrible in his last year with New York. I mean, he played 4 seasons with New York. His first 3 seasons with the New York Knicks, it's not that he wasn't good. I mean, he wasn't bad, wasn't really good either, but his 4th year was just terrible to the point where New York did not even care to bring him back. And then he went to Dallas. I mean, a nice bounce back. And he spent the last 2 seasons with Dallas. Now he'll be heading to Charlotte. I mean, for an 8th overall pick, he's been terrible, but he's been a solid role player. Let's go over his stats with Dallas over the last 2 seasons, and then we'll go over his 4 years with New York, as he hasn't been that great. He's not that great. He's not that great of a 3-point shooter at all. He's actually kind of a terrible 3-point shooter. He's a decent scorer. He's decent in the paint. He's actually not that bad of a passer either. But let's go over his stats. This year with the Dallas Mavericks, played in 47 games with 5 starts and played 13 minutes per game. Averaged 3 points per game and 1 assist, 1.5 assists per game as well, with a little bit over a rebound per game. 2021-2022 season with the Dallas Mavericks, played in 58 games with 5 starts, averaged about 12 minutes per game. He played in 4 points. He averaged 4 points per game, and he averaged assist and a half per game as well. So not that bad of a year. His last year with the Knicks was terrible. He averaged 2.5 points per game. Didn't even average an assist per game. Neither did he average a rebound per game. Terrible year in 2020-21 season. The 2019-20 season with the New York Knicks was okay, probably his best year of his career so far. He averaged 6.5 points per game with 3 assists per game in 57 games with 26 starts. So about half of his starts, about half of the games he played in, he was a starter at the point guard position. And he played 21 minutes per game with 6.5 points per game, which is the most he's ever averaged in a season, and 3 assists per game, which is almost the most he's ever averaged in a season, and 2 rebounds per game. So that was probably one of his best years in the NBA. Then his rookie season, 2017-18, he averaged 6 points per game with 3.5 assists per game. Then his second season, 2018-2019, he averaged 5.7 points per game with 3 assists per game. So he's been solid throughout his career, but for an 8th overall pick, he's been a bust, and I think he should be solid for Charlotte. They did lose Dennis Smith Jr., his former teammate, and actually they were back-to-back draft picks because Dennis Smith Jr. was picked 9 to Dallas, and so Dennis Smith Jr. was picked 9th overall to Dallas, and Frank Ntilikina was picked 8 to New York. But they actually played together because Dennis Smith Jr. was involved in the Kristaps Porzingis trade, so they played together in New York. Charlotte lost Dennis Smith Jr., so I guess he's sort of a replacement for that. But I don't know how much he'll play for Charlotte this year. He's signing a 1-year, $2.5 million contract. We'll see how much he plays for Charlotte this season. I don't think it'll be that much this season, though. We'll see how he does, though. Here's your thoughts on the signing. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.